intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a new update. Update 58. And it's pretty terrible. It's usually patch note videos, we would go over it. We go over kind of like the fill in the blanks of things that they don't really mention. But this one, I'm just gonna keep it real. It's pretty bad. I mean, and not just the fact that it's more armadas, because everybody was asking for more armadas, weren't you? You were. Who knew that Control-C, Control-V is all it took to make an arc in Star Trek? But we're going to go over all that. We're going to discuss why I believe that for both free-to-play and spenders, this is a very bad month. And hopefully, if you agree, and again, this is just my opinion, if you agree, you can speak up very loudly, make Scopely listen, and hopefully elicit change. But before we do all that, I'm gonna let you have a word from our sponsors, because Amazon Coins is supporting this video. So we appreciate them for, feeding the kids. So roll. Hey everybody, this video is sponsored by Amazon Coins in the Amazon App Store. And if you play Star Trek Fleet Command, which I know you do, because you're here, but then you're always looking to find a way to save. Like maybe you actually want to upgrade these buildings right here, or you just want to maybe get a new dock or unlock that Voyager. Well, to do so, let's go to Amazon and save some money. All you got to do is have an Android device or Huawei, or download the Amazon web store, and then you can use the Amazon coins to save. And it's not hard at all to do. All you gotta do is use the link in the description of my video down below, so you can get you your own Amazon coins, purchase the coins through the App Store or through Amazon itself, and then save on the games that you're already playing. That's simple to enjoy this game that we love so much. That's it. And it's available in so many countries, including the United States. So get your savings on, enjoy Amazon coins today. So let's begin. Let's start with new ship. And yes, this is actually a canon ship from Lower Decks. Real quick, if you are a free-to-play player, you won't be getting it this month. So you can kind of ignore all this content until next month, when maybe they'll announce a path. And that's kind of the plan. Month 2 is where we should hear about it, but hey, no promises. Month 1, it's not free-to-playable. Maybe Backlash makes that happen. But anyway, let's talk about what it is. It's an economy-focused ship available starting at level 40 plus. It is 12 tiers, goes from 40 all the way up to 60. And yeah, it's a big boy. This big boy also has its own systems, its own hostiles for you to grind. Oh yeah, I know you like it. And its own solo armadas. Now, there are some cool things that you can do when operating its refinery, which is kind of turn in and get more materials, which is honestly a nice piece if it wasn't for the fact that it added an entire new loop to the game right after everybody just had vehement complaints of how awful they feel of new armadas and new loops. This is our 4th specialty ship in 9 months. Gosh, we're really struggling to make those numbers. We got to put out new crap. Just copy and paste. Anyway, important to note that attacking a Texas-class hostile directly will force you to lower your peace shield. So if you actually go out and want to actively grind this new hostile, you'll lose your peace shield. Why? Why not? But it will also have the opportunity to spawn revenge hostiles, kind of like bounty hunters in the augment space, and you can just let them auto grind there if you want to. You still gotta, type your docs, send the ship out, add the loop to your refine menus, all that other stuff. But hey, it's there. It also has some pretty nice researches, and I will admit that some of the researches are actually really nice, getting added to the Starships tree. And those researches are going to boost things like, the amount of, credits you get in armadas, things like that. There are some nice researches. I don't want to pretend like this is just nothing but doom and gloom, but this is definitely a lot of what players have been requesting them to not do. More of the same mechanics. More of a specialty ship after we already have an overload of other specialty ships. And as predicted, now the specialty ships are starting to be level 40 plus. Now we're gonna get to a point where you can't even do faction ships in the 40s because you gotta do new specialty ships every 2 months. But anyway, the optimal approach requires strategic decision making. Commanders must decide whether to directly attack, thus losing the shield, or revenge hostiles target them and have a very slow approach to going that way. So it does have like a built-in auto grind. Now let's get into the new officers, which is another area that a lot of players are very upset about. There were leaks about how this worked coming into this month, and a lot of the VIPs probably will be very upset. These are all PvP-based officers, and they're all epics. And before anybody asks, no, you cannot get them all for free this month. But don't worry, a couple of them have got their own leaderboards and everything. Yay! Now, here's why not only do I strongly dislike the new ship and the new loop in terms of what it means for players, especially since the free-to-play aren't really getting anything this month, but also these literally break PvP in the game again. Oh, you thought that Strike Team were the only ones to do it, but now it doesn't matter. And hey, all those forbidden technologies you just invested thousands of dollars in, guess what? Doesn't matter, because when we can take Isolytic and Isolytic Cascade, and we can turn our Isolytic damage into being 4 or 5 times bigger than our actual damage, it doesn't matter what the heck you got on your ship. Now it's a one-hit TKO. How about that for balance? Yikes. Anyway, yeah, you got Andy Billups, which for those who have watched Lower Decks, the new ship coming this month actually ties in to Commander Billups, which is a nice little call-in. There's some good lore here, and I do look forward to playing through the Battle Pass and going through the missions and seeing what lore they tied in, because when we had Lower Decks the first time around, it was actually one of the better months when it came to story and such. So I'm hoping that's the same this month. We're going to have another really good month with Star Trek lore and story based around the show. That's at least my hope. But you'll see his below deck ability on the start round. If on a battleship an enemy player is burning, increases Isolytic defense by X%, maxing out at 100. Officer ability is on round start. If on an interceptor an enemy player has hull breach, increase Isolytic Cascade damage by X% for 1 round. And be very clear, Isolytic Cascade is a little bit different than just standard Isolytic. It's not terribly different. I'll kind of give you a little I actually don't know if I can share the picture, but I can tell you basically how it works. So the difference is Isolytic Cascade is going to multiply your total damage, including your Isolytic damage and all research and other bonuses. So it's adding a multiplicative factor into your Isolytic. Hence why we're able to get ridiculously high numbers that really shouldn't. Anyway, if you can't tell, this month, I think, is just bad for everybody, top to bottom. Doesn't matter if you're completely free to play or complete spender. I'm really, really just not happy with this month. Ransom, who is actually one of my favorite characters from Lower Decks. Officer ability, if on an Explorer morale, increases Isolytic Cascade, which we just talked about, by X% for 1 round against players. So 60 all the way up to 130. Below deck ability, if on an interceptor and the player's hull breach, increases Isolytic defense. So then you've got, of course, the captain herself. Cerrito Strong is the officer ability, and Captain's Maneuver Vocal Jazz on start of combat increases shots by 100% against an enemy player. So now we're taking the multi-shots that we see from characters like Miles O'Brien and Chakotay, and we're adding that into PvP, making those big, massive Isolytic shots even bigger and scarier. So, officer ability on round start, if enemy player has any state that's assimilate, hull breach, burning, or technically morale. I don't know why that would count, but yeah, it is a state. So if the ship gives itself morale, increase Isolytic damage by X% for 1 round, maxing out at 130 as an officer ability. Now, this does not have a below deck ability, but Captain Carol Freeman is obviously, these are very strong officers. They're all epics, and these are all going to provide an immediate impact in the game. And the higher tier you get, it really will just come down to, doesn't honestly matter. You're going to fight Battleship Strike Team and wipe the floor with them. Doesn't matter if you've got FTs, you're going to wipe the floor with them if you max these out. And my hope is that the outrage of content creators like myself and DJ and VIPs and free-to-play gets them to make changes, because I really do fear what this means for the game. It's not just about the fact that, ooh, high levels are even stronger now and they were already beating us. We're talking about moving so far away from a balanced game. I mean, just you get to a point where you're at a point of no return. You can't turn back from what you're doing. So anyway, that's why I'm so frustrated. Not only are we getting, that's it, like that's all there is. You got a couple new researches and refits, which, speaking of the devil, remember that Voyager problem, like how you're really struggling to get more stuff? Well, good. There's a refit now you can buy for your Voyager and speed that process along. But other than that, that's it. Like, there's no other big thing coming. There's a new ship with a new entire loop, and it's a 5-step loop. We'll go over that when the actual ship video comes out. And then you got 3 new officers, and all of it's locked behind a big, pretty wallet wall. So there you go. That's really all the data. I'll have little random things on the screen that you need to see throughout the piece. And I'm sorry that I'm so negative in this video. I can't see how any of this is good for the game. It's bringing players, specifically things they've literally asked them to not do anymore because we already have too many of them. We did a count and we're at what, like 18 Armada types now in the game? You know, at what point can you just not turn away and just like, I don't know. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't have made this video as frustrated as it is, but believe it or not, this is actually my third time trying to record this. So this is actually like tepid rev. This is like less freak out rev. Gosh, what does that say about it? But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Maybe I'm a complete loser who's out of his mind and just being dramatic. Maybe. You can let me know. Right down there. Let me know what you think. What you're doing this arc. I'm gonna be playing all month long. I'm just not investing in any of this. I'm not rewarding what I see as bad game design and bad behavior. So, but I am gonna be playing the heck out this month and enjoying the regular battle pass events and grinding out my alliance. So y'all stay amazing out there. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next one. Live stream, giving away battle passes.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.